I call this evening's Planning Commission meeting for the City of Greer to order. Let the record reflect today's date is August 17th, 2026, and the time is 6:30 p.m., and we do have a quorum present. Is there anyone present on the commission that will need to disqualify themselves from the cases being reviewed this evening? Please state your name and case for the record and complete recusal form from staff. Anyone? All right, now we're going to receive the minutes from the last meeting of July 20th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Toma?
Yes.
Ms. Medford?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Ms. Mahaffey?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes. Thank you. At this time, I'll open the new business section of the meeting where staff will make an official recommendation on each item. After staff has finished speaking, the public hearing will be open and the applicant will be asked to speak about their proposal. Following the applicant's presentation, members of the public will be invited to speak for or against the matter. All speakers should come to the podium to make their comments, beginning with their name and address. If you have not already, please be sure to sign in with staff. We ask that everyone speaks during the public hearing that can keep their comments under 3 minutes. At this time, I will open the new business meeting for AN 2609, a request to annex one parcel on Highway 101 South and establish a zoning classification of commercial corridor. Staff, please present your analysis and recommendation.
Good evening. Yes, this is AN 26-09. It is located on Highway 101 South, and it is an annexation request to annex and zone one parcel to commercial corridor with the intention of building a financial institution. Here's the aerial of the property. It's about 1.5 acres. Here's the zoning map. The surrounding properties are commercial corridor. Here's the future land use. The future land use is suburban commercial. And here's a photo of existing conditions at the site. Once again, the request is to annex and zone this property to commercial corridor. The surrounding properties are all commercial corridor zoned, but they are vacant at the moment. This is in line with the comprehensive plan, therefore staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Hereby open the public hearing for AN 2609. Is the applicant here? They'll come to the podium and present your request.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon White. I'm with Kimley Horn. Address is 421 Fayetteville Street, Suite 600, Raleigh, North Carolina 27614. We have made the application here for the bank's parcel here. It's currently all the other parcels surrounding have been annexed into the city with the same zoning. The purpose for this is for the parcel to have future connection to sanitary sewer for the city, as this is a future site for Citizens Bank in a future branch location.
All right. Any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone present that would like to speak for or against this request? Now is your opportunity. I've got one person signed up, which was Brandon, so I'm going to count that as your speech, unless you have anything else to add. Okay, we figured. Anyone else to speak for or against this request? All right. Seeing none, I close the public hearing for AN 26-09. Are there any questions for the staff or the applicant? Is there any further discussion? Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Toma?
Yes.
Ms. Medford?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Ms. Mahaffey?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes. This motion passes. Please contact planning staff for next steps. Thank you. At this time, I'll open the new business meeting for REV 26-04 to request the update to Blaze Ridge Statement and Intent of Conceptual Site Plan. Staff, please present your analysis and recommendation.
Thank you, Planning Commission. So this is another DRD Design Review District project that is requesting a major revision. We've seen a couple of these in the last several months. So this is the Blaze Ridge subdivision that's off Gibb Shoals Road. It was initially annexed into the city and given the DRD zoning district in April of 2019. The phases 1 and 2 were platted in July of 2022. And then it has been slowly building out ever since. So here is a closer aerial of the project. Again, it is 69 lots currently. They are proposing the yellow circle where you see it's a mixed product community, so a mix of single-family detached and townhome lots. So they are requesting to convert the 8 remaining townhome lots to 5 single-family detached. And so again, you'll see kind of that general layout in this area with the original 8 lots below it. On the left is kind of a screenshot of their statement of intent request. And again, the major difference is they're just asking to go from townhome or attached single-family to detached. Here is kind of the approved final development plan. Again, the townhome area that we're looking at has the yellow closest to Gibb Shoals Road. As far as a recommendation, staff does want to note that the single-family, whether detached or attached, is consistent with the future land use map and the comprehensive plan. Given that this site is about 90 to 95% built out, almost every single-family home that is there has a certificate of occupancy. There are 4 that are currently under construction. So given that it's so built out, staff will kind of defer to what that neighborhood wants since it does impact them the most, but again, does point out that the single-family, both attached and detached, are consistent. So again, they are requesting to revise their statement of intent and conceptual site plan that were adopted to go from the remaining 8 townhomes to 5 single-family detached. And that concludes our presentation.
Thank you. I hereby open the public hearing for revision 26-04. Will the applicant please come to the podium and present their request?
Good evening. I'm Matt Jones, 107 Crosswinds Court, Greer, or Greer, depending on where you're at. I'm here to represent John Delaney with Integrity Carolinas. After acquiring the lots, it's just the townhomes units that are sitting there have been almost there for 4 years and haven't sold. We've sold one of them, but the others haven't sold, so the goal is just flip it and go with, you know, a 55 and older community isn't looking for stairs and, you know, attached housing. So to keep everything the same, brick homes, a little bit smaller floor plan because of the plot plans. From 1322 to 1455 square foot, 400,000 to 450, somewhere in that price range. And trying to finish up the neighborhood.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone present who would like to speak for or against this request? Now is your opportunity. We'll now call each person signed up to speak against this request. I've got Jeffrey Bramer.
Correct. Jeffrey D. Bramer, 549 Lifescape Lane, Greer, 29650. If you look at your agenda packet. I'm lot 12. That might be easier to find. I live there, and I'm in favor of this. I hope the Planning and Zoning Board, it's kind of a gift. You're going from high density to lower density, which is always nice. I'm a little disappointed, and I say this humbly, that there was no recommendation from the staff, because the residents, you know, we'll live there 10, 15, 20 years, we'll die, we'll sell, you know, and this will be a permanent thing in the City of Greer for years to come. And it's consistent with the rest of the neighborhood. The applicant did make a good point. They've been there for 4 years and only one has sold. There's 3 structures, only one's built. So I think it's a wise and prudent move to approve it. And as a resident, I wholeheartedly support it. Thank you. And thank you for your service as well.
Thank you. Next on my list, I've got James Doyle.
I too would like to say hello to everyone. My name is James Doyle. I go by Mike. I live at 521 Lifescape Lane in Blaze Ridge. My request for this committee would be to consider the situation in that the builder that is asking the request is not the original developer. Since we've lost that developer, we lost certain things that were expected even by the City of Greer. So my request would be that you all look into the fact that the neighborhood is not complete. Will the new builder be responsible for finishing everything that you all had originally expected, as well as those of us in the neighborhood? Outside of that, we would like to see them finish and get completed too, but with the change of developer, there's question marks. So, thank you.
Thank you. Winston Roberts.
My name is Winston Roberts. I live at 824 Vita Drive in Blaze Ridge. And I would just like to see the completion of whatever the builder does, that it maintains the standard that we purchased on when we originally purchased our properties. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have anyone else signed up, but is there anyone else here that would like to speak for or against this request? Okay. Seeing none, I close the public hearing for REV 26-04. Is there any further discussion from the commission? Or questions for staff?
I guess I have one for the builder, the new one.
The applicant?
Yeah, the new
Can
applicant.
we bring him back up? Can you come back up, please?
Promise it won't hurt. In light of the audience question, things that existed previously by the prior builder, and they're wanting to know whether or not those things, those promises will be kept. I understand it will be maintained. Would you like to address them on those?
Yeah, he's still involved. There's a clubhouse there that's being finished. It's under his license. Still involved, still working with the city and the bonding agency for everything. I'm actually going to be the one building the fence. So I know that's going to start here in a little bit. And then we'll do like the concrete. We've got a whole list that we've worked through with Nathan. So, I mean, that stuff will continue to go. And it'll go around him, if that makes any sense.
So the person you're here representing is working with the original developer
Correct.
to check off the remainder of the list
Correct.
for the community?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
So is it your understanding that the previous owner or actual owner, that he will be completing the clubhouse and everything as it was agreed to be done? I know there were some changes,
Yeah,
like the
there was a
pool,
pool at
things
one
like
point.
that, yeah.
And there was no money left for a pool with everything going on. But he agreed he had enough money to finish out the clubhouse and then all of the,
You know, there's, appears to still be a good bit of work to be done around the clubhouse. But I know a lot has been done, it looks like a lot has been done. They have a door and everything now, so that's good, yeah.
I'm getting closer.
Yeah. Okay. And then you are just going to be building the 5 new homes?
I'm building the 4 that are there now and finishing the clubhouse, and then I will be building the 5.
Oh, okay, so you're actually working on the clubhouse?
Correct.
I see, okay.
And I'm not going to leave it the way I got it.
Okay, very good. I'm sure they'll appreciate that very much.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Question for staff, as part of the DRD, was the amenities and all that part of the original agreement in terms of what was agreed upon in terms of what needed to be done for the community or not? If things remain incomplete from what was originally proposed, is there any repercussions for not completing?
Yeah, so I'd say the main one is the screening fence. We've already let the developer and builder know that we would not sign a new final plat until we had a new updated bond estimate in place and that fence was installed, because that's one of the biggest remaining items. There have also been there's been quite a bit of resident involvement and staff involvement. At one point, staff was going out almost daily for inspections because the site was kind of seeing challenging times. Some building permits expired, the clubhouse had started and hadn't finished. So we have been out there quite a bit. Nathan Jackson, our floodplain manager, has been out there. He and the bond agency are actually meeting again out there next week to go through a punch list, including cleaning out the storm drains. And so they will either call the bond, or there will be punch list fixes before they close out the grading permit. So the stormwater bond is an option. We still do have a final plat bond for items on the street, ADA ramps, sidewalk, curb. The fence is bonded, but again, the developer needs to do that. It's going to be really tough to try and call bond for that. And again, we've got that final plat as another teeth mechanism. And then we also will not accept the roads as city streets until they're brought up to city standards. So again, if the developer doesn't do that to turn them over, then that's when we would turn to that final plat bond. It is tough to call a bond until a site is more close to what you would call abandoned. I very much understand it was slow and felt like a real standstill, but there were permits that were still active, and the site was still considered active. It was just moving incredibly slowly. So we do have some mechanisms in place. Staff is very aware of the issues out there, and is planning to hold everyone's feet to the fire.
The pool was not bonded as part of.
The pool was not, so we really don't have any recourse to force that. I will say, from what we have heard from the residents, and I'm not sure if any of them would want to come back, but from what we have heard, they didn't seem to really want the pool. So everyone who interacted with us and emailed and talked to us on the phone didn't seem that concerned about not having a pool. But they were very concerned with drainage, with sidewalks, with things not being finished.
And there's no write-ins or anything like that, no letters that were given as testimony for those who couldn't appear tonight?
Not formally, no. We had one that conversed with staff back and forth, but didn't submit to share it. Yeah.
And then, I guess, in the absence of a staff recommendation, you had said you deferred really kind of to.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's not a recommendation. We are very much acknowledging that what they're asking is consistent. It is something we would normally approve. We just also really wanted to hear from the residents and make sure that it's something they wanted because it would impact them. But as far as like a soft recommendation, yes, we recommend approval.
In terms of different product types and it being mixed use for townhomes typically, in a townhouse situation, you would own the interior, but not the exterior. But my understanding for this community, so correct me if I'm wrong, that all the exteriors are common element and that they're all maintained. Is that true or is that not true?
I believe so. Matt might be better equipped to answer that, but it is a maintenance-free 55-plus community.
Okay. If there's not enough critical mass of townhomes that the townhomes that are there don't get maintained or don't have kind of the same maintenance agreement or anything like that, or becomes kind of unbalanced in terms of different product type, not knowing how they're set up as a community, is there a potential downside to not having?
Matt, you want to come back up and maybe clarify? And I think what we're trying to say is with the single family, if they're all 55 and up, zero maintenance, is the exterior of every home and townhome all in the same maintenance agreement?
All the same.
So there would be no difference in a reduction that with the lack of the last four or.
Eight.
Yeah,
It'd be,
or the lack of the last eight. So it seems like if they're all in the same maintenance agreement that
The only difference would be on a single family, like yard maintenance is everything up in front of the fence. The townhomes don't have any fencing, so, straw and everything else, that'll still be maintained.
So there's actually more maintenance included with the townhomes, but it's all under the same umbrella for the entire community.
Correct.
And the maintenance for the single family goes up to the front of the fence in the front yard.
Yes.
And that's up to the homeowners for the remainder, for the rear.
Well, they will, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the landscaping crews come in and do pine straw for everybody, or do you have to do it in the back? Okay. So they just take care of the front and everything in front of the fence.
Does that answer your question?
Partially. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
provide some color and understanding of what's really happening, because I guess what I'm driving at, or my concern would be, is there a scenario where, as a result of there only being 4 townhomes as opposed to 12, is there a situation where something isn't funded for the townhouses, or that they don't have?
Or is it all coming from the same pot and it doesn't matter who needs the maintenance?
So
It's
the
all,
families pay for the same.
it's all taken care of.
All the same maintenance, all the same, okay. So really the only difference is that you have a party wall and that you have
Yeah.
a staircase if you're in the townhouse. Absolutely.
The maintenance is an HOA responsibility, so it will cover everyone the same.
Okay, so it's all one HOA, there's not 2?
There's not a townhome HOA or a single family HOA. Okay,
Okay,
that's,
okay.
I don't believe you have an HOA, right? It hasn't been turned over yet, but it will not be 2 phases. It will be one community.
So there is no HOA in place that the developer is operating for them, and in the interim, they have to create one at the completion, like when the developer finally steps away?
There is one that's funded right now, and the owner, the developer has
Control over it?
Yeah.
Correct, correct.
When it was built up to a certain amount, he was supposed to turn it over to the neighbors, and he has not yet.
Is there anything in,
Unfortunately, there's
about that.
nothing we can do. We have talked to the city attorney about it. There's not much we can do to force it, except, try and help them along to get to a point where they want to turn it over.
Okay.
They certainly, as homeowners, we always recommend that the streets be accepted
yeah,
before you take it over. That happens in a lot of communities where the HOA or representatives don't ask us first and then don't realize that they haven't been accepted. So that would be one of our recommendations. but unfortunately, no.
I need to build a fence.
Can't do that.
Check.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. Any more questions or comments? I think generally speaking, what I'm hearing is that this change of the statement of intent is going to provide the developer a more marketable product, considering the townhome situation, to get them to the finish line and hopefully provide some more funds to finish up the rest of the development. So I think generally speaking, what I'm hearing is that no one is severely against the request. There's just a lot of things that need to be discussed and keep being discussed as the project moves forward. And you all have Matt's name and his address now.
And I think also the same standards are being held as well, which was another one of the concerns,
Yeah.
that these are the same, it's a different model from what we understand, but it's the same standard of construction and appearance.
All right. Is there any further discussion from the commission? Do we have a motion?
I put to approve.
Motion.
Motion to approve? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Toma?
Yes.
Ms. Medford?
Yes.
Ms. Albert?
Yes.
Ms. Mahaffey?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes. Motion passes. Please contact planning staff for the next steps. Thank you, Matt.
This is, just for everyone who came tonight, this is slated to go to City Council next Tuesday. So it'll go with a recommendation from Planning Commission. City Council is the decision maker. You're welcome to come and speak at public comment, or our City Council's contact information is also on the website, so you can reach out to them individually as well. You could fill out a Freedom of Information Act FOIA request through our website, and we could provide that. Nope.
Thank you for coming. I'll give you a minute to leave. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Good, no fights. Thank you.
Metal detectors at every time.
Sector off.
Yes, it did hurt a little bit.
All right. At this time, I'll open the new business meeting for RZ 26-08, a request to rezone one parcel located at Gross Meadow Road from the planned development to office professional. Staff, please present your analysis and recommendation.
Okay, this is RZ 26-08. This is one parcel on Gross Meadow Road. It is PD and part of the Blue Ridge Plantation, well, the zoning district was part of the Blue Ridge Plantation subdivision. The city acquired this property and rezoning it to office professional to build a fire station. Here's the aerial of the property. It is about 0.28 acres. The zoning map, it's currently PD. The future land use is suburban neighborhood. Here's a photo of existing conditions. Once again, the request is to rezone to office professional. It's mostly residential in the surrounding area. This is in line with the comprehensive plan, so staff recommends approval.
Thank you. I hereby open the public comment for RZ 26-08. Will the applicant please come to the podium and present their request?
So the applicant will just be us tonight.
figured.
I told Lindsay that I thought we could handle it, so.
Do you have any more to add to the application?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone who would, if there is anyone present who would like to comment on this request, now is your opportunity. Please come to the podium and address with your name and address for the record.
Just to have you guys all to myself. Good evening. I'm Eric DeTont. My address is 209 Alley K Way in Taylors, which is, it's not on there anymore, but directly borders, my backyard directly borders the property in question here. I'm not here necessarily to oppose. I think a fire station is a good thing. It's good that the city's investing in that. I'm mainly here just to express a few concerns that hopefully will be passed along and considered through the approval and construction process. My wife and I, my kids moved here to this property in 2020. Primarily, one of the biggest reasons we chose it is because it's a less developed, industrialized, commercialized area. There's not a whole lot of city lights. There's not a whole lot of noise. Obviously, the area is growing. Blue Ridge Plantation has been exploding the last couple of years. But it's, as mentioned, it's a primarily residential area, which is fantastic for fire stations. I realize that's a good location. But my two primary concerns here that I wanted to mention are noise and light pollution and stormwater runoff. With the noise and light pollution, obviously with this being residential, you've got directly across the street a high-density townhome development. On my side, which is the west side, you've got a residential area with approximately 43 homes. Blue Ridge Plantation is on the south and east side, which is hundreds and hundreds of homes expanding rapidly. And obviously introducing fire trucks and all of that brings heavy truck noise and traffic and sirens. And so, and potentially security lights in the parking lot, that kind of thing, that just really is going to disrupt our area that I'm pretty concerned about that. The other thing I wanted to mention too is the stormwater runoff. I know you guys have ways to deal with that and mitigate that in code and whatnot, but I figured it'd be worth mentioning that property, which borders my property, which would be the west border. My property is actually in Taylors, outside the City of Greer. That border is a low-lying border that receives stormwater runoff from approximately 2,000 feet of roadway on Gross Meadow Road. And even right now, with it being undeveloped, it's in a heavy thunderstorm gets quite a river flowing through there. So I'm concerned with that being higher than my property and the surrounding properties. Once that's bulldozed over and parking lots put in and all that concrete, that there's going to be heavy stormwater issues running through there. So light pollution, noise pollution, stormwater runoff. My only request, again, I'm not voicing opposition. I'm just asking that you guys pass along concerns as this progresses, that there's attention paid to maybe potential buffers between this fire station and the surrounding areas, whether that be trees or whatnot, and then also attention paid to the stormwater runoff, because it is a heavily residential area. There's no other stores or parking lot lights or anything like that. So, appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric. Anyone else here to speak for or against this request? Okay. Seeing none, I close the public comment for RZ 26-08. Are there any questions for staff or the applicant?
To address the buffer concern, what is the screening and buffer requirement?
It's 15 feet, and it's a fence and landscaping, or they can preserve the existing foliage that's along that buffer, which our ordinance actually encourages. They also need a 10% tree save area. So I think their plan is to preserve as much of this as they can, and if they did need to grade into, some of it, they will replant.
And the buffer is still applicable to county versus city?
It is, because it's based on use.
Okay.
I'm going to respond to a couple other of your questions, Eric. I'm not going to say these are out of my reach, but stormwater is its own issue, and they have their own department, and stormwater plans will be submitted and approved through the stormwater engineers in the City of Greer. Very likely for this, as this is a separate parcel and not part of the development, it will have its own on-site stormwater detention area, but will keep all that water on site, and it's going to be released on a time-sensitive basis. I mean, it's just like every other development. It's not going to just come from their parking lot to the back of your yard. That in a nutshell, I would say is going to be enough, should be enough to kind of curb your concern there. Noise and light is a different subject, and I hear your concern. And you can nod yes or no. Do you hear Lake Cunningham Fire Department on a regular basis from where you live? I would say, as not a representative of the Greer Fire Department, city fire departments are different than the rural county departments. City typically will roll out with lights and no sirens because they know where they are. And they only use them when they're in traffic typically. So generally speaking, I would say I probably would bet that during your critical hours of the night when you want your kids to be sleeping, you probably won't even notice them rolling out. You probably won't hear their trucks. You probably won't hear their sirens. Light is probably going to be architecturally designed to not be as big of an issue as you think it might. These kind of parcels are designed differently from a downtown fire department or the new one at Suber Road and Chick Springs right there. It's probably going to look more like an amenity than it is a fire department, if I had to bet. And they spent quite a lot of money bringing in amenity features to the Suber Road Fire Department, and it looks good. So I would just try and curb your concern a little bit with those comments. I hope I'm right, but that's what I know about storm drain and noise and light pollution.
I will add that we do review photometric plans during our civil review process. So we do check the foot candles at the property line and make sure they're well within our allowances.
And I just want to add that we will certainly pass on your concerns and would love to pass on your contact information as well, if you're open to it. I know with the Sports and Event Center, even our deputy city administrator has had a lot of conversations with neighbors. So I do know that the staff who are kind of running the capital project side of things would be open to discussing with you your concerns and hopefully, again, kind of alleviating some of those. So if you're open to it, we'd love to have your contact info to have them get in touch. They just went through Planning Advisory Committee, which is just our very first step in the process. We can share that with you, but I will say even as of this morning, they've talked about flipping things around and moving the stormwater pond. So until they actually submit for the first round of civil, I probably wouldn't, I'd take it with a grain of salt.
Do you have that exhibit, Ashley?
Do we in the pack? Okay, yeah. We can show it, it's actually in our pack update at the very end.
The biggest thing that I heard from you was that you were trying to kind of maintain the character. And I think that the biggest thing, like you said, was that if they maintain the buffer, the existing tree buffer that's there right now, that's probably going to be the most effective.
Yeah, I will say the plan is very rudimentary, as you see. It's not a landscape plan. It doesn't include the buffer or landscaping. It doesn't include the trees.
No, but it does show where the detention is, which would actually deforest.
Eric, are you the one right on Gross Meadow, or are you the one right there? Okay.
I do think they're planning on shifting the pond south. So it would honestly probably be right behind your house, which could provide additional kind of distance.
Yeah, I mean, if it stays on that side of the development, it will be a lot more of a light buffer from you and really a general buffer altogether. If the lay of the land, and I know it does, it goes down to your backyard, just as your backyard goes down to that low area, that's where the stormwater's going to go. That's where the stormwater's going to go. If this was a commercial property, if this was, another home, it's still going to go there. The benefit to this being a commercial property is they are required to have their own stormwater detention with the concrete and pavement that they provide to hold all that water. So it won't pass without adequate storage in that pond to keep all that runoff there.
Would it be appropriate for me to ask two quick questions?
Sure.
One would be, you guys know the timeline of this, and then two would be, I'm just curious, why is it being built here? Because this is like the outer edge of city limits. Does that still service like Taylor's outside the city, or were they planning to annex us?
Oh, no.
There is no plan to annex any property currently outside the city of Greer. There hasn't been a plan. Every annexation in the last 25 years has been a personal request. It has come to the city and voluntary. Yeah. As far as why there, and there have been dual response agreements with, for instance, Lake Cunningham. I don't know if they're continuing to do those. Lake Cunningham has potentially 2 additional fire departments that they would like to build, and they've had a lot of kickback in their area, in their district. I mean, again, to curb your concern, this is a benefit, and they probably will serve you. I would bet that if that call came over the radio and Lake Cunningham is on the other side of their district on a call, you're getting the first truck out of that station. That's just how it works around here. They all hear each other's calls. They've all got the CAD on their trucks. That's the way it works. But again, share your information with staff as they start moving forward. And I couldn't tell you what the timeline's going to be. No one could ever tell you what the timeline's going to be. But share your information, and those are good questions, and bring neighbors from your neighborhood to continue to ask, and go to the police, go to the fire department and ask them. They will be more than welcome to talk to you.
Yeah, I'll connect you with Josh Holzheimer in the fire department, who would have better answers.
Yeah, definitely.
My guess.
You'll be able to speak to a lot of that detail, especially noise and fire, or noise and light pollution, and how their response and their dual response with the Taylors and Lake Cunningham districts as well.
Yeah. Just from a planning perspective, I mean, we've just seen a lot of growth in this area. Stillwater's community, Blue Ridge Plantation is building out, and it's going to have 1,200 homes. So we are seeing more and more requests out this way to annex into the city. So that is my best guess, but certainly fire could answer that question.
From what I remember, the thought of a fire department in this area, even in the Blue Ridge area, has been a consideration since Blue Ridge started. All right. Yes, sir. Any further discussion, or do we have a motion?
A motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Toma?
Yes.
Ms. Medford?
Yes.
Mrs. Albert?
Yes.
Ms. Mahavy?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes. This motion passes. Staff, please contact staff for next steps.
This will also be going to City Council next Tuesday. And City Council contact information is on our website. But again, if you give us yours, we will connect you with the staff that can answer your questions better than council.
Yeah, it definitely does not hurt to show up at city council and ask these
Nope,
questions.
absolutely not. Mr. Merriman, our city administrator, would be happy to address some of these concerns too. So next
Tuesday,
Tuesday
a
at
week from
6:30
tomorrow.
PM, City Council. And so theirs is slightly different. You have to make sure you're there about 15 minutes early and ask the city clerk to speak at public comment. And I can give her a heads up that you may be there if you want.
All right. Do we have any staff updates? Planning and zoning report? PAC review, anything?
We have the whole pack review if you guys are game for it. I'll try.
Make it quick.
Let's do the Cliff Notes version.
Thank you, guys.
You've seen a lot.
Thank
of
y'all.
these. Did you?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to, you probably won't meet him, but we do have a new community compliance manager. I'm not sure if many of you were familiar with Joe Holbrooks, but he got a new job in Rock Hill. So we have a new staff member. His name's Matt Barber. We're excited. He just started last Monday, so very new. But that division in our department is really working on proactive enforcement and getting out into the community more. So just encourage you to reach out if you do have any kind of compliance-related concerns. And if you're ever by City Hall, stop by, say hi.
All right, Cliff Notes. This first one is actually right behind the annexation parcel you saw tonight. It is for a grocery tenant at the corner of 101 and Reedville.
Wait.
Yeah, stop me if you want me to stop, because I will go fast.
What's the square footage on the grocery?
36,900.
Okay. Thank you.
Publix.
Not Aldi.
So this is a self-storage property on Brushy Creek. They have approved site development plan, probably grading. I think they've applied for grading. This is on Wade Hampton, down
Bon Secours.
past, Bon Secours
Where the
past
Cotton Bottom used to
Target.
be.
Cotton bottom.
Yeah, they've already moved through their plan review and all that. They're working on it.
Snorkel Drive.
This is a laydown yard on Freeman Farm Road, which is south of 85. What's that?
1485.
Yeah. Not very interesting. This is Hannah Grove. You guys have seen this one a couple times on Pleasant Drive. They are currently under site development plan review. This is the hospital expansion on the existing side. Did they do plan review, Andy? Or did they finish this?
They are, so they have an approved site development plan. They, for some reason, split up their architectural plan review in two. The bed tower to Plan West is approved, and then the emergency room diagnostic area to kind of, that one that Heather's pointing to kind of Plan Center, I don't know, Plan East. That one, I believe, is still under review because they haven't resubmitted with that. But moving right along for sure.
Cool. That'd be interesting.
And they've submitted their grading permit, but I don't believe it's issued quite yet.
Here's the Lorla Street Hotel, right next to Walmart. Here is the Immigration Services building expansion. They are just bumping it out a little bit wider. Their site was already planned for an expansion in the future, so this was a pretty quick staff review. Blue Ridge Plantation, zones 10 and 11, right behind the Gross Meadow Fire Station property. They are under site development plan review. The Gutter Guard Warehouse, this is a site development plan that came back to us. It was under review, 2022, and never developed, and then it came back to us as Gutter Guard. They are under review right now. I think you guys saw this one, the bank on
We
Wade
saw the
Hampton.
adjacent stuff, not this one, right?
Yeah, this is the corner. You guys did see this one. I think it came in for annexation separately.
Oh, that's right, we consolidated them all, so now it looks like one, got it.
More recently, you saw the
Correct.
adjacent parcels.
It had that little crazy flag lot on the backside there that,
Yeah, and then the adjacent gas station that just came through for annexation. I think they're coming the 27th to pack, is that right?
Yes, at the end of the month.
Next to this parcel?
Next to this, so like the two on the right, and then the one below it.
and that has that crazy flag lot. That squeaks behind this.
That's a bank on the corner right there, isn't it?
Yes.
Catty corner from it?
No, the corner.
Oh, the corner is a
Yeah, the
bank
one,
use.
the one we're looking at now, bank.
The three parcels around this one that you saw for annexation recently, they have put annexation on hold, just the second reading.
Applicant did?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, just, I think while they closed on the property, so it's not in the city yet, but.
Right, we saw this one last month. This is the Arlington Church expansion. This was their preliminary site plan. This is the Blue Ridge Plantation amenity at their Olympic-sized swimming pool. Indigo Ridge, you guys also saw this one recently on Freeman Farm Road. Blackwell, this one's called Timberfall Woods now. They are holding, they withdrew their plan review, their preliminary plat, until our next round of amendments go through. So maybe this winter you'll see that one.
Are they waiting for something? An amendment?
Yeah, we are considering, adding or just reducing not having a minimum lot size option
In that,
in the cluster kind of
just in that.
tiers, yeah.
This is a fun one. This is 10 townhomes on South Main.
Baby.
There's a commercial existing there that they're going to take out
Dead end parking.
and put those in.
Yeah, DOT is not letting them, keep access.
So it's just emergency.
It's emergency only, yeah.
And they're rezoning, and you should see that rezoning next month.
Okay.
Here's the fire station. We've already looked at this. The event center on Gap Creek,
Yeah, we saw that.
and this is our
With
last
the
one,
museum.
so if you want to go back and look at anything, we can. How does that work?
Email it to us.
Yeah.
What's that?
Email it to us.
Email it.
Please.
There you go. That's it.
Okay. Any other business? Okay, tonight's business is completed, so I adjourn the meeting for the City of Greer by general consent.